Hi there, I'm Chris Kilby, a pastor in a pergola, and here is today's bite-sized Bible from 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 3. You remember Paul is teaching Timothy how the church functions and how the relationships within the church are to operate. And he says this in verse 3: give proper recognition to those widows who are really in need. So here we see another beautiful aspect of the church. The church wrapped around people who had the potential to be alone or to be vulnerable. In this case, it was the widows. So these older women had not only lost their husbands and some of the status and dignity that went with that, but they'd also lost their financial stability in losing their husbands. So there was the potential for them to be poor, destitute, and alone. And the church here seemed to take seriously their responsibility to meet their practical needs, to care and to provide for them. You see, the church has to be a place where everyone is cared for, both spiritually and physically. There's not some kind of sacred secular divide where our material needs don't need to be met because we're so super spiritual. No, every human being has the dignity of being physical and spiritual, and the church should be the place where both of those needs are met. And during lockdown here in Southampton, normally on a normal week the churches would feed approximately 200 people each week through our food banks. In the first week of lockdown we fed over 500 people. That's because the community of the church is the place where people's physical needs should be met. During lockdown we've also set up a debt advice centre to help people get out of a spiral of poverty and debt and be released into a life beyond that. And so there have been things that we've been doing to try and express this care for those who could be in danger of being both destitute, vulnerable and alone. You see, our mercy ministries are not a bolt-on to church life. They are an essential part of what it means to be an authentic church. So, real community. The church is a real community. And I want to urge you, wherever you're building church, to care for those who are on the fringes and make sure that they are loved practically and spiritually. I'm Chris Kilby, a pastor in a pergola, and that was today's bite-sized Bible from 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 3. And I shall see you next time. God bless.